Hi, in this video I will show you a full process of creation of animated item Quickslot widget. First I will create materials to control colors and item icon, and then I will combine everything inside widget blueprint, animate it, and finally assign bindings. Before starting tutorial, I would like to mention that if you're interested in source files from my videos, you can find them on my Patreon, link in the description of the video. Feel free as well support us by following Gallows Games on Fortnite.com and subscribe to our Gallows Games channel on YouTube where we play games and showcasing our maps and features. And now let's begin. Let's start with the icons. So I have few elements for these slots like this. So I have them separate because that's how we can animate. If that would be like one single icon, there would be no chance to animate it. So that's why they divide it into pieces. And by the way, these all icons, they created by Rusty Gala, a really talented artist, and specifically for this tutorial. So big thanks for him. And icons, as you can see, they don't have any mip maps, texture group set to UI, never stream, it's enabled. And again, this not important, like padding and resizing are set to stretch to power of 2. If your texture, of course, is not power of 2, then you need this. And then why, for example, texture group UI? Because again, I said it's never stream. If you will have it by default, which one is by default? World, right? Then you will get like a, I think not even warning now, it's error that you can't do never streaming for this. And that's why you need set it to UI. You're basically telling this is UI piece. What basically never streaming means is when something is loaded and it's far away from the player, it's loaded with a lower resolution, right? Or it could be like later, and then it's loaded when player comes closer. But because UI is always on the screen, so we want it straight away high resolution. Same with mip maps. There is no mip maps needed because UI is always close to the camera and it's never far away. And mip maps, it's basically in this case, it's even waste because what mip maps are, it's duplication of your original texture and each time with a 4 times lower resolution. Yeah, so it goes, for example, if that's 512, it would be like 256, 128 and goes down, down, down. And it increases size. So if I will set it to default, you see like now size it's 128. If I will set it to default, now it's 171. It's not big difference, right? But there is difference. It's because size it's really small, but if you will have many of these textures, it will really quickly will stack up. Okay, so let's close them. Let's create material. So we will have two materials. One will be for central piece and second one will be for these slabs. So straight away, it's a user interface. I will set it to translucent. You can try with masked. Masked cheaper, but what mask sometimes doing, it creates little aliasing with textures. With translucent, it's better. So it's up to you to try. Okay, so I will need our background. I will need glow. And I think that's it in this one. And I will duplicate glow. I don't need glow but twice, but this will be for, and actually let's right away set everything to clamp. So then we're not tiling yet the textures. So this one, let's just select simple icon like that. Maybe just higher resolution, not 64, whatever. Yeah, like this. So this will be this item icon. So whatever will be in our slot. So we need to create a parameter for that. It will be item icon. Okay. And name, I mentioned that many times already in my videos. Just reminder, like always remember how you named it, or you can just copy even that because in a binding, you will need exact same name. If it's not exactly same, it won't work. Okay. I'm not planning to change glowing or background. So I'm not setting it as a parameters. If you would want in the future, maybe change that, better set it to parameters. So then in material instance, you can update it. Okay, so we have this. Let's put this one on top. And what this glow means, if you don't know, UI materials, they don't support glowing. So basically they don't have emissive. Emissive, why it's emissive important is basically HDR. So it's basically it's not supporting glowing. And glowing happening with this, like you have this aura, like a blur around, like a glowing object. So by increasing intensity, it will just increase color intensity. It becomes basically white, but not glowing anymore. And this is why we need the mask. So in this case, we will use this, and this will serve us as this glowing effect. So basically we're faking in glowing. And this is how it's done always in UIs. Okay, so we have this, and let's start maybe with our scaling, not tiling. So we need scale by center. So this will be our UVs. Then let's add frame scale or background scale, default to 1. Yeah, let's do a little bit like this. So we will have it by default on 1. Then let's add just a little bit to it and into this. And then from here, it goes into scale. Why is that? Is I don't want in animation then animate many parameters. It's basically waste. What I want is basically just animate one parameter, and this one parameter will affect whole material. So I need this alpha, and I will do it now. So let's create a scalar parameter, and it will be is focused. And from here, I will just create named railroad, something like that. So we will only animate this parameter, and it will be simple, or 0 or 1, right? So this is what we want exactly for this. I could, of course, just take this scalar parameter, Control C and Control V in many places where I need it. But because all the scalar parameters, they green, right? If I will zoom out, it would be difficult to see where it is. For clarity, I like to use root nodes, even while like I don't have anything in here, it's just only this and that. Because then if I will zoom out, you see like whenever I will put this now, it's focused Boolean, I will see it clearly where it is. It's basically just for clarity. Okay, so we have this. So basically what will happen in here? By default, when it's on a 0, scale will be 1. When it's focused set to 1, it will add 0.1 to it. So it's not much, but because again, our UI, this UI slot is really tiny, we don't want to scale it much. And yeah, that's fine. So now we can connect this one and this one. We need both because the glow should be of same size as this one, right? Now, let's do subtract. This is our alpha, and we want this alpha. Because as you can see, this thickness of the this blur, this basically circle with gradient is bigger than this. So what I want remove something by just subtracting background from it. And now we can connect this one here and create parameter glow opacity. So it's not intensity, it's opacity. So because it's again, this is opacity, we can control emissive glow, right? Then let's do same with this one, and it will be background opacity. Set by default 1. Now let's create colors. We need 2 colors. So this one will be, yeah, let's have this one as a not focused. So basically it's a default one, right? When player not selecting the slot. Again, when this one is 0. And both we can set to white because we will control that anyways with animation. So, and this one will be focused color. Now layer, so this one 0 or A, this one B, and this one again our Boolean. So as you can see, like if I zoom out, I can clearly see where it is. Okay. Now we need to multiply it with this. And we need another layer. So this will go into B, and this will be our mask, like that. Okay. And so basically this is for glowing, right? Because we're multiplying both colors with a glowing, but then we need color for our background. This is great. And it's pretty much same. Let's use this one, is focused. Because why I'm using it as a is focused, it's because this thing, this glow will appear and disappear. But actually, this background color should always be stay, because basically I will use rarity, item rarity color. So background always should be of that color, but this one, it actually should change. Okay, so that's why it's important. So I will use this one. So now multiply it. Now we can connect this one into that A, like that. Basically, we combined these two. Now we need to deal with our item icon. So we want to put this item icon inside, yeah, in the center. And actually, if I will connect it in there, so you can see how it looks. And if I will set color, so you can clearly see, yeah, like that. So you see background color is that. This one is white, but then if I will set it to 1, see it basically becomes that. And then it's that. Simple as this. Okay, can set back white. So now with this one, okay, texture coordinates, again, scale by center, because if I will combine this one, it will actually go up to the border, but I want it scaled down so it's in the center. So it goes there, and we just need item, icon, scale or size. I will use 0.624 for my icon. And as you can see, it duplicates like that. It's because I didn't set this one to clump. Okay, so this is fine. Now, what we need is lerp. And what we will do in here is has item. Okay, so this will be for our binding. If, because in a binding, in a widget, there is a parameter boolean has item. So if it's 0, basically slot will be empty. If it's 1, it means something inside of that. And we will use that because we don't want display any icon if it's empty, right? So we will use this. So alpha goes into that, and I will keep just on the 0. So it means it will be empty. Okay. Now we need combine for our alpha. So we have, and actually, yeah, here it's my mistake. Let's disconnect this one. This should go into this one. Okay. We'll use it here. And then for this one, let's use max node to combine now these two. See if I will preview. Where are you? Oh, 1. Yeah, we have this icon. Okay. For now, I will keep it on 1. Later, I will set it to 0. So we have this one. So we combined two of this. Now we need to combine this glow as well. So it's as well max node. And yeah, let's come from the glow opacity like so. Now if we'll preview, we have everything, right? Cool. And now we can connect this one into opacity. Okay, great. And finally, so this is on opacity, but we're not adding the item icon into color, right? So again, we need lerp. Then this will go into A. Into B, we're just directly connecting this one icon. And into alpha, we're connecting this. Now this goes into color. And we're actually done here. So let's set just only this one to 0. And everything else is fine. We can tweak it later if we need. Okay. Or we can actually keep this opened. Now let's create for the slab. So again, material, user interface, translucent. Grab this too and drop that. And same principle here. As I said, we can't make glow. So that's why I have this mask. You can see that has like little blur outside. It will be tiny, almost invisible in a slot, but it still adds a little bit. So it's nice. Nice to have. And again, I will set it to clump. So now let's do lerp. This goes into A. Then in here, actually, no, this will be in here. And this goes into A. And now for this one, because it's basically black and white, I won't use RGB. I will just use red channel. We'll just increase intensity because, as I said, like it won't be visible much. So then I will just increase intensity of it. Okay. So now let's connect. Let's multiply with a color, and this will be glow color. Let's set it to white. Perfect. Now this will go into B, and this can go into color already. So now we need this mask, and this mask will be our, let's say, multiplied like this, and this will be is focused. Pretty much same as in a Quickslot main. When it will be 0, will be this won't be visible. When it's 1, it will be visible. So now we can connect this into alpha, and we can see that it is blur just like that. Okay, and we need opacity. Again, because we have two textures, we need to combine them with a max. So let's grab this alpha, and let's grab this one. Yeah, without this color, right? So it's a separate multiply. And then into opacity. And we're done here. Let's just create material instances for both. And now let's create widget. We need user widget. Yeah, let's add canvas. You can use overlay if you want. Totally fine. Okay, so let's do canvas. Then we can add, yeah, we can add overlay. Like I was thinking, should I drop just this background directly into canvas or into overlays? I will use overlay. Let's set it in the center. Yeah, and make sure it's not hit testable. And I will see. Maybe I will use this size to content, but for now I will just set size 130 to 130 and make it in the center. Oh, not 1.8, sorry, 0.5. Okay. So this will be our slot. So now we can add image, and let maybe straight away rename stuff. So I will keep as a prefix, it's what it is. So this is overlay, then underscore, and this will be just root overlay. Then this is image, will be background. Let's set it like that. And we just need to add our material instance. Now I will add another overlay. And this will be for the first frame element, and let's set it to center, and pretty much everything default. So basically, how we can animate stuff. Let's maybe add first image, and then we can see it easier. So for example, for this one, I don't need even material, but it's basically like this, right? But how it works. So we will just animate this translation. And so first one is X, then we have Y. See, like, so X, it's horizontal. So if I'm animating it, yeah, so it's like left and right. Okay. And then we have Y, it's up and down. So what if I want to move this piece diagonally? So you can imagine that, oh yeah, I need to like go crazy, like so, yeah, like basically if I want that. Now, what if I have, and I will have like three pieces, right? So one piece will be on the bottom, it's perfect. But then two of them will be diagonally. So then, and all of them should move into their direction. And two pieces basically will go diagonally. So then how I can animate precisely, yeah, like not eyeball, but precisely. And this is nightmare. But what cool about this translation, it's basically, it's related to parent. So it's relative to the parent because my parent, it's now as well in this position. Yeah, it's not rotated. So now this one, when I'm animating and I want diagonally, it basically, I need to animate both these numbers. But look, if I will set this to 0, 0, and now we have this angle. If I would rotate it like this, yeah, like let's say 40 degrees. Now let's go back to image. And now look, I know that Y it's up and down. If I will animate, look, it basically animates like this. So if I want this piece here, now I just need to animate with one value with Y. And if then I would take this, for example, set it to 40, look, I have now two pieces. And precisely of the same, yeah, like distance from the center. This is basically how we're animating stuff. That's why we're using this overlay and we're putting stuff inside. So then we can adjust overlay rotation and then animate image inside. So for this one, I will keep it on 0. Okay. And now for the image, let's first set size. So it will be my 80 and 35 like this. Now, let me see. I want it center, and like that. Oh yeah, I moved this translation. So make sure it's on the 0. And now, because like this, yeah, it's in the center, I will just do padding. So from the top will be 36, and it's pretty much where I want it to be. So I can name it image frame 1. Now I can duplicate this frame, and I need basically create 2 more copies and have 3 in total. So let's just duplicate and rename. And again. Okay. So now if I will select this one, what I need to do, I need to rotate it 120, like so. And this one will be minus 120, like so. Now we have pretty much our slot icon. Okay. So now, before continuing, here on the bottom, I want text. It's basically showing how many ammo this weapon still have, an icon. So I want it basically here on the bottom, not somewhere else. So that's why I will just add it into here because again, I'm not animating overlay, I'm animating image. So it means text and icon will stay still independently. So let's add text into that. And let's see. I want it to be aligned on the right because basically on the right side, I will have icon. And if text will be on the left, it can go basically move that and move icon, and I can't control much of that. But if I will keep icon on the right side and text will start from the right and basically go to the left, then it basically will be more organized in that way. So from the top, I want to move it 33 and then add to the right 25, like so. Here, I will set it to the center. Just for preview, let's add some numbers, like so. Then for the font, I will use this one. Okay, that's fine, bold. Now, size much smaller. Then that's fine. Maybe let's add outline like that. So nothing fancy, but that's enough. Okay. And now let's add image again. Let's name that first. It will be text and just ammo. And this is image ammo. So you see, that's why I have this prefix, because I know this is ammo and this is ammo, but this is text and this is image. Okay. So now, so center, and let's do padding. So it will be on the left 30 and 60 from the top. Yeah, so it's here. So that's fine. Let's add whatever I can find. And let's set size to 20 and 20. You can see. And now look, if I will go back to text and I will add 9, 9, 9. See, basically better controls. Of course, you see, like it starts moving when number is really large, but you will never have in a slot so many numbers. I think it's like 1,000 or something. So it's like this. Okay. And yeah, that's totally fine. I forgot just to check. Yeah, this one, visibility. Always set it to not hit testable. It basically makes it visible, but then it means it's not clickable. All icons. Select these two as well and set it as same. Okay. Okay, so we're done with that slot. This slot's done as well. What I will do now, I will create same thing, but just with overlays for the slabs. So now we'll do like in the same. So let's duplicate this one. Let's call it slab 1, image. So now let's put this rotation. So for the slab 1, we want angle be 0. And let's see. Yeah, everything looks fine. So now for the slab, let's use this material instance. Here you go. Okay. Now let's adjust it. So first of all, let's set it 30, 30. Then on the top, I don't want movement. It should be on the bottom, 43. And it's then set perfectly in our slot. And now it's again, as you can see, if I will animate it, yeah, so it will have this movement. Perfect. Yeah, we're done with this one. So let's duplicate it again 2 times. So this is slab 2 and then 3, like so. And again, we need rotation. So for this one, again, we will do 120. And for this one, minus 120. And we have our slot. Perfect. Okay, so now let's animate it. Let's create animation, and I will call it is focused. Yeah, let's add anim. So then in the bindings, it's clearly see that this is what we need. And let's start maybe with image 1, not image 1, frame 1. So let's select frame and click here, image, like so. Then we want transform. And for this one, we want only translation. So we're not using rotation, scale, share. If you're sure that you will never use this, just again, to make it simpler to read, you can just right click on parameter and delete it. Like so. Even here, I know that I'm animating just Y. I can delete X and that's it. So you see, like when I will have so many images, it will be much clearer to see if I'm just deleting what I'm not using. But again, make sure that you definitely won't use it. So I can, for now, I will just leave it on a 0. So then together with everything, I will animate. So we have this one. Now let's do same for the frame 2 and 3. Here you are. So frame 2, transform, and again, delete, delete, delete. Okay. And let's do for the slabs. So let's add first one and same transform. And for the rest too. Okay. And I think that's it. Yeah, so we only need this. So now when I will just move to this frame 5, it could be even like less, but let's just set it to 5. Basically what it means, you see, like we have 20 FPS, so it's 20 frames per second, this timeline, right? So on the 5, it means it's basically a quarter of the second. But now in here, I will set it to 3. In here, 3, 3. So as you can see, like now everything together is much easier to animate. Now for this one, I want -4, -4, and -4. And simple as that. Like, you see, like when preparation is done correctly with here, right? Like all this setup, so animation is pretty easy. And I couldn't find proper way to like reset it. So basically when we will focus on this slot, yes, when player will select the slot, it will animate this and it will stop on that. But then when player now selects another slot, how to reset this previous slot, I couldn't find it. Maybe I missed something. So basically what I can do is just duplicate same animation, underscore is easier to read, maybe not focused. And let's do same here after anim underscore like this. So now in here, what I can do, I just like, I should duplicate it before doing this, but yeah, I can just delete all that, set it to really small, because we're not keying anything else beyond the first frame. And that's it. What is this for? It's basically when we're not focusing on that slot, we're basically playing this animation, and because it's just one frame and it's everything set on 0, it will play that, it will set everything on 0 automatically. Like not automatically, but like really, really quickly. Maybe it's not super perfect, but it's working. Okay, so with animation is done. Now let's do bindings. Let's maybe dock it as well. It will be easier. So first of all, let's add a view model. So in here, we need, come on, I can't even select, can't even move it. Okay, I hope you see it here on the left corner. So what we need is this one, quick bar slot view model. Okay, so now let's start with a background, and it will be brush, it will be set vector parameter, and parameter, it will be this our background color, and which is focus. Maybe I should call it just background color, will be easier to understand. But as I said, like, make sure you not make mistake here in the name. The name, and then for the value, we need select rarity color, just like that. Compile, no errors, good. Then again, another for the background. Again, brush, and this one, this will be texture. It will be set soft texture parameter. Yeah, let's select our item icon. And by the way, sometimes you can see that I'm just setting like set texture parameter, sometimes set soft texture parameter. This is basically what we're getting in our bindings. Keep always an eye on this. If you can, for example, set it and it's basically like still keeps it empty, it's because it's something wrong. And you may see like, yeah, this is texture. I'm trying to set icon and it's not working. This is because it's different types. If you will hover over, let's say, ammo type, right? You can see it basically says returns, right? Like third line, it says returns F slate brush. And as you can see, we're setting brush. It means we don't need even conversion. You don't need to do this set. You can brush into brush directly. Yeah. And this is what we'll do like later. Then, for example, if I will hover the item icon, again, third line says T soft, T is for texture, and the soft object. Yeah. And soft object, this is basically, that's why we're setting like set soft texture parameter. I won't go deeply like what means soft. It's basically on the technical level for optimization. But basically keep in mind, yeah, like sometimes it's just texture, sometimes it's a soft texture. It could be other stuff as well. So let's go this item icon and we need a name. Let's again copy it. So then I know that I didn't do any mistake in here. Like so. Compile, no error. Okay, and last one for the same background will be brush again. Not last one, it's will be one more, I think. Yeah, one more, but this one will go. So for this one, I want set scalar parameter, and it will be that is focused, and we can just set is focused, okay, in here. Now you may think like, wait, this is scalar parameter, this is value. Yeah, like it's basically 0, 1, 2, like whatever. This is value. And this is Boolean, right? And actually, under the hood, engine sees Booleans as 0 and 1, right? We can even, in actions, we can compare with 0 and 1. So basically, we can take Boolean and send it to as a scalar parameter, and scalar parameter actually will receive number. So basically, if this will be focused, if true, basically this scalar parameter will receive 1. If this focus will be false, the scalar parameter will receive 0. So basically, we don't need to do any conversions. It does it under the hood like easily. And you can see like if I will compile, no errors. So it means totally fine. And let's add another one. And this will be for this has item. So it's still brush. And we need this one as well for the scalar parameter. And it will be has item. And for the value, this has item as well, Boolean. Let's double check. Yeah, it's this has item. Because basically if slot is empty, again, we don't need to display this icon. Okay, let's collapse this. And now let's see, we want text. Let's add text, and this will be text. This will be conversion from integer. And For the value, let's grab total ammo. Okay. For this one, I will disable this one. Basically, what it means, it's actually adds comma, right? So for example, if you have 1,000, it will add like 1,000, right? If you don't want, just uncheck it, and it will be just pure digits without any symbols. Okay. And last thing for this one, I want visibility. Like so, with conversion from Boolean. And for the Boolean, it will be, let's see, should show ammo, right? Because not all items, they have ammo. So basically we're saying like, if it should show ammo, we show it. But instead of visible, again, we will use this non-hit testable. And then false, I will just do hidden. And we're done with ammo text. Now we can do image ammo. So this again will be brush. And remember, as I said, like if I will look back here, so this is brush and ammo type icon, it's a brush. I don't need to do conversion. Usually we do this conversion. So for example, look, if I will want to do this, I can set like, okay, set texture parameter, like we always do, then select this, select that, ammo type icon, bam, nothing happens because it's wrong, right? Again, let's clear this. And without any conversion, let's do ammo type icon, just like that. And we compile and no errors. Again, this is because of that. And again, I want add visibility, because if we're not showing numbers, we shouldn't show icon either, right? So same with visibility from the Boolean, and it will be should show ammo. Again, this one and hidden. Okay. Now let's do some stuff with the slabs. So as you can see, they are white, right? We want add color, and again, there should be like this fake glow effect. So let's do slab 1. Yeah, slab 1 is fine. Then it will be brush. Then set scalar. This will be is focused. Value again is focused, and we need color. Again, this is brush. Then we need set vector parameter. Vector is color. Let's go back here. See, there you go. Low color. Paste it here. And for the color, we will do rarity color. Actually, let me check. Did I do rarity in here? Yeah, I did rarity. Good. Yep. So this one is done. Yep. So basically, same for the rest two of them. Brush. First one, let's do scalar. Okay. So with this, we're done. And finally, what we need is basically action for our animation. So in here, we will check is focused. So equal to 1. Then we want play animation. I can even choose play forward animation because we're not going any direction, just only forward. Then we can select is focused animation, just like that. And then another one is No, wrong one. Yeah, let's delete this. Let's add like that. Okay. So it's focused again, and it's equal to 0. So then again, play animation forward. And not focused. I could basically play this animation in reverse, right? But as I say, like if player will start switching between slots really quickly, and this animation takes some time, basically it will like it can stack or something, right? Like we want to get back to position, like default position when it's not focused as soon as possible. That's why this one is basically 1 frame. It's much better than this one. I think okay, I think it's done. So now let's just um, drop into the level our HUD controller. So we need for this here quick bar slot widget, right? And as you can see, I'm not creating. 1 second. Here we go. I'm not creating, for example, another widget where I'm adding 5 of the slots, because actually this is controlled everything in a HUD controller device. We can only create 1 slot. That's why we don't have full control again of this. Lots of stuff still controlled inside of the device. Now we can add it here. There is controls for layout. Keep in mind, this is, I think it's still bagged because it's not always working for me. I haven't tried, of course, this in a published game. Maybe in a published game it would work, but in a private test, sometimes when I'm set, for example, in the center, it appears in the center. Sometimes it's still in the right bottom corner. So it's like not reliable so much. Yeah, so I will keep that. For example, let's do this. So it's like bottom horizontal alignment, bottom center, anchor, bottom center, offsets. Sure about the padding, but can keep it. And I will just hide this equipped item because basically we have this quick slots and next to it we have this equipped item, right? But now in our case it can overlap, won't look so good, but now focus it's only on a quick slot. I think that's it. Let's just maybe set priority just in case, like highest, and let's test it in a game. Actually, before testing, I forgot. Let's add something to pick up. Let's just do item granter. Grant on game start. Okay. And let's have 5 of them. Let's add some ammo. Okay. And in here, I think to show this one quick slot, needs to disable original one. But instead of like looking for all that, again, look for all this, what you don't need, just disable it. But I will just disable whole UI, show HUD, will be quicker. And now let's push changes and test. Here in item granter, I forgot to set to all items to grant instead of just one first. Let's go back. Let's test now. Okay. looks good. Not sure what happened to that ammo count. And I forgot to scale item icon. We need to tweak that, but you can see that colors, yeah, so background colors, they not intense. You can play with intensity inside of the material. When it's something bright, because you see like background, it's like semi-transparent. If I'm looking on something darker, yeah, it's better visible. Like for example, yellow, yeah, like there's a pink. If on something like bright, it's harder to see, but you can tweak that. But most importantly, that look, animation is working, right? And then in slabs and this glow, it's properly then working as well. And when it's not selected, it's totally fine. And as well, you can see that on the hand, because it's not a weapon, it's not showing numbers, right? Like, so text, it disappeared there, and icon of the ammo, it disappeared. So that's totally fine. I need to check why the text, this ammo amount, it's so huge. So something wrong in there. So let's test that. Okay, so I found my issue. I forgot that in my island settings, ammo was set to infinite. So let's set it to finite and display empty ammo slots. I'm not sure about this one. Let's uncheck maybe this one and let's see. Let's push it and then test again. Okay, let's see again. Interesting. Now UI gone, but we can see that ammo numbers now proper. So let's go back again, test. Okay, and now when I set ammo count to finite, so now we can see that we have proper numbers. So 320, yeah, 108, 101, and under it you can see that icon of the ammo, its corresponding weapon. So yeah, that's totally working. And if we drop the item, it disappears from the slot. You can see that when it disappeared from the slot, there is still text saying 0. We can set as well fixed for that. Then when we pick up, everything fine. So what we just need to do is basically scale item icon inside of this slot. And the rest is pretty much like it's working fine. Just only keep in mind there is a one bug. We still don't know how to fix it. It's basically refresh. If you're swapping the slots, right, like icons in the slots, refresh goes like one action behind. So for example, look, if I have this shotgun, I have my rifle. If I now swap it, now you can see that I have two shotguns in my slot. While normally, yeah, you see like this is my rifle and this is my shotgun, but in the slot it says two shotguns because basically it's only updated that. Now look, if I will swap this two, this icon actually will refresh as well. So look, if I'm swapping now that, you can see now I have proper rifle in that slot and this is my shotgun. But now last two, there is not. The problem is like, because as you seen, we're creating only one slot and device duplicating this multiple times. And basically device controls all that and refreshes. And so I'm not sure if we can even do anything in here, but yeah, this is only this bug there is. Okay, so this is pretty much that, but like let's jump quickly. So I will show you how to fix scale. It's in here. So our material instance, right? So let's for now set it to 1. So this is our icon, right? I can even set maybe, do I have any rifle? Oh, there's some bow, something like that. So item scale, select. So you can scale it just like that. So a little bit, maybe more, maybe like so, right? And that will be fine. We can then disable that. and it should work. So just slightly scale it down and it would work. And for that ammo, when slot is empty, so in here, so you see we set like visibility when we want to show ammo. Probably for some reason, this should show ammo. It's like, I don't know why it's not showing. No, it's not disappearing, because where is no item, there should be no ammo. But if you want, what you can do, you can add here another visibility and do conversion from the boolean, and boolean would be this has item, right? So use this has item. So when it has item, then do this, and then when it is not, do hidden, right? So that should fix that issue which we saw. And let's quickly just push this and test. Okay, so you see that these icons now, item icons, they're smaller. Again, you can scale them even more if you want. Looks good. Yeah, and this 0 still happened. So yeah, just play with this. Maybe you can hide it somehow, or maybe again, this is a glitch because again, like this device is not perfectly working again, but hopefully it will work fine. So yeah, just to conclude what you learned in here. So it's like how to create material to prepare for this slots, yeah, to control the slots, which we're then controlling with animations and bindings in the widget. And plus like how to actually prepare widget elements itself. So then it's much easier to animate, right? Like instead of just doing a lot of manual and really troublesome like work. So it was pretty easy, but yeah, like a lot of bindings, a lot of like keys. So that takes time. And yeah, if you're interested in source files from my videos, you can find them on my Patreon. Link again in description of this video. Feel free as well to support us by following Gelos Games on Fortnite.com. Have fun. See ya. I would like to say thank you to my all supporters. I appreciate your support. Thank you for your generosity. You can get project files on my Patreon or just buy me a coffee to support me. If you're interested in learning more about UEFN materials, coding, widget UI, and more, you can join our growing Discord community where we like to discuss UEFN tips and tricks, showcase our work, and help each other. You can find link in the description or in the channel header.